Hi everyone, James here from F9 Audio and welcome to this short video where I'm going to show you how to install the F9 Toolkit for Ableton Live 9 and Live 10. Now you will have downloaded a zip file from us. Hopefully you've already unpacked it. If you haven't and you're watching this video because you're having problems, please make sure that you're only using the inbuilt tools inside your OS to actually decompress it. So I'm going to control click this on a Mac. You can right click it on a PC. On this Mac that I'm using here, I'm going to select the archive utility. I'm not going to worry about all of the other decompression utilities. It's just the inbuilt tools. They will do the best job. So let me just quickly show you that on a PC. I'm here in Windows 7. I've come to the zip file. I'm going to right click on it and select Open With, and we're going to open it with Windows Explorer, not any of the zip utilities. I'm then just going to click at the top of the window here, extract all files, and for the time being, I'm just going to place it on the desktop. And now exactly the same in Windows 10. Select the file, right click on it, select from the contextual menu, extract all. That will just use the operating system to do the extraction. We're going to select the desktop and hit extract. Whether you're on a Mac or a PC, this is the folder that you're going to end up with, F9 Toolkit for Ableton and then the current version number. We're going to be installing the Deluxe version in these videos, but the same applies, exactly the same procedure applies for the standard edition. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to ask one thing. Please back up this zip file. It is not a small download and you probably don't want to go through that again. But also, should you ever have to do a clean install or the worst should happen and your disk drive should crash, you've always got a copy of it. And I promise you, you're going to find this toolkit so useful, you're always going to want it within your Ableton system. So now we've got a decision to make. Do you want to put this inside your Ableton user library, which is what we highly recommend, or do you want to put it into another location on your filing system and then just reference it inside of Live? Now, this can sometimes be useful if you're short on system drive space and maybe you want to go to an external drive. First of all, let's look at installing this into Ableton's user library. So we're going to do this first in Live 9. I'm going to twirl open Live's browser, come down here to the Places area of the browser, click on the user library. Now in any of the blank space in this list that appears, any of the blank space underneath the objects already there, I'm going to right click on a PC or control click on a Mac and get Show in Finder, or on a PC that's going to say Show in Explorer. That's going to show the location of the user library in your filing system. Just going to hide Live for the minute. Now all I'm going to do is pick up the Toolkit for Ableton folder that we got from earlier, drop that straight into the user library. It is now installed. Now it will take Ableton just a few minutes to re-index all of the new information and add it onto its database. Now it's already done here, so I can open up the Toolkit. We're in the user library. There's all of the sessions and the startup pages that come with a Deluxe edition, and most importantly at the top here is the racks folder. Open this out and these are all of the new instruments carefully organized by sound type. So let's quickly look into the drums and maybe let's open the clap folder. Now we've got finger clicks, hybrid claps, live claps, machine claps, a whole number of patches there. You'll notice every time you can see these individual live racks that you can either just double click to load or drop onto a MIDI track. You'll also see a preview folder. Now if you open that preview folder up, there's a series of live clips in there that will demo any of these sound types. So every single rack has a corresponding preview. So here we are on the finger clicks and I'm going to hit click to preview down here. Or I could hit the right arrow on my computer keyboard. Now these are a great way of exploring the individual racks. So for example, if we come to the basses and we look at some of the Reese basses, let's hear the preview for Reese bass A. So we've created MIDI files that kind of work specifically for each individual sound and given them a good test and a good listen too. So it's a great way to know what you're actually using. Now, if you do like any of these clips, please feel free to just drag them straight onto your production or your arrange page. They will fit into either the session view or the arrange page. You may just have to actually flip the loop on like that. But these are supplied completely royalty free from this pack, so please feel free to use them. Okay, now let's look at the second install method where we're going to place this folder on an external drive, but this can be any location within your file system. Now, once again, we're going to do this on Mac because the screen grabbing system is a little bit better for us here, but this procedure will work exactly the same way inside your PC. So I've got an external drive here, there's nothing on it, so I'm just going to move the Toolkit onto it. So now that that's finished, let's just open Live. And in the browser section of Live, instead of adding it to the user library, I'm going to come down to this option here, just hovering the mouse over it. It says Add Folder. Now this is going to bring up a filing system window. Now obviously we're on a Mac here, it will be slightly different on a PC, but just navigate to the position where you've held that folder, click on it and select Open here at the bottom. That will now be added to the Places menu in the Ableton browser, and after a short while you'll be able to access all the content in exactly the same way you can as if it were installed in the user library. Let me show you exactly the same now inside of Windows 7. I'm going to come down to Ableton's Places within the browser and click on this Add Folder. I'm going to get an operating system window open. Now, for the time being, I don't have an external drive attached to this, so we're just going to head to the desktop and I'm going to select the master folder. Hit OK. That will get added to Live's browser, and in a moment, once it's actually indexed, you'll have access to all of the content. For those of you that have already upgraded to Live 10, the procedure for both installs is exactly the same. Here's the first one. I'm going to come down to the user library in the browser, and in the blank space underneath the list, I'm going to right-click and select Show in Finder or Show in Explorer. So that's right-click on a PC or control-click on a Mac. This will bring up a filing system window, and once again, I can simply drop the Ableton Toolkit folder directly into the user library. It'll take Ableton a couple of minutes, as we said before, but it will then index all of the information, and the racks and all of the projects, if you've got the Deluxe version, will be available inside your user library. Now for the second method, exactly the same once again. Come down to Places, at the bottom you'll see Add Folder, click that and then navigate to the location that you've stored the Toolkit folder on your filing system. Click on the master folder, and after a short period of indexing, everything will be there and ready for you to use. Live 10 has added some excellent new functionality to the Live browser in terms of the collections, and these can be seen as like favorite folders. Now I've only got one open here, but you can click this edit button here and then decide with the tick boxes which ones that you actually want to see. Let's just close that down for a minute. Where it says orange, I'm going to right click on a PC or control click on a Mac and rename that. I'm going to call this F9 Toolkit, and now I'm going to go to our install within the user library. Pick up the Toolkit racks. In fact, I'm going to open the Toolkit racks folder first and just pull in the entire hierarchy and copy it into that particular collection. So there we go. The racks are now instantly accessible nice and quickly from the collections menu. Now, one thing I would say about the collection, and it's just a word of caution, is that as you get used to it, you're probably going to want to swap things around. Be very careful of deleting the items actually inside the collections, because you may think these are just references, but if you do actually select all these folders like this and hit delete, if you select Move to Trash, it will actually delete the originals and move the originals from their location into the trash. Now, this video is being recorded right at the beginning of Live 10. I'm assuming this functionality may actually change, that it just deletes the reference points. But if you're on the early versions of Live 10, please be aware of it. So that's it for this installation video. But don't forget, if you want to hear what the contents of this pack sounds like, check out the walkthrough videos of the actual different areas within the pack that's available on the F9 product page or on our YouTube channel. We hope you love this toolkit. We've certainly loved developing it. And as always, if you make something with this that you're really proud of, please don't forget to let us know at info@f9-audio.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.